Welcome to IC Stories Manila, episode 29, Helix Markets. Guys, we missed you so much. Napakatagal na ata since nung last nating live stream. Or alam niyo naman dito sa Web3, no? 1 month feels like a year or so. And since then, napakarami na nangyari. Nagkaroon tayo ng Philippine Blockchain Week, lumipad tayo ng Hong Kong for Edge Summit, Asia Alliance, no? So, I'm excited to talk to you about this. Nagbicol din pala tayo, no? So, let's call in Sir Nelson. Huwag natin patagalin pa. Pag-usapan natin kung ano ba yung mga nangyari the past few weeks. Hi, Sir Nelson. Kumusta?
Hi, Julian and GM sa mga viewers natin, no? Yeah, tama ka doon, no? Napaka-busy from our last episode na feature natin yung Philippine Blockchain Week. So after noon, nag-booth tayo sa Philippine Blockchain Week for the whole duration. At the same time, nag-launch tayo ng ICP meetup, no? Official side event ng Philippine Blockchain Week. And kasama natin yung mga big names, no? Big projects sa Web3 Philippines.
It was very jam-packed.
Very jam-packed. I spoke, I think, 5 times, no? Or 5 to 6 times in front of the stage.
Yeah, around that.
Yeah. And hopefully, meron tayong na-meet, no, in person ng mga viewers natin. So, kung di namin kayo na-meet, sa next time, abangan nyo kami.
Yes, lalo na nagki-kick off tayo ng regional events, no? So yes, we had the Philippine Blockchain Week. The very next week, walang pahinga. Dire-diretso po tayong lumipad na Hong Kong. Sir, do you want to share a little bit more about that? Ano nangyari doon? So, share natin.
Yes, yan. Nice.
Build the future,
Ayan yung t-shirt
ICP.
ng Hong Kong.
Yes.
Wala, kailangan mag-giveaway ngayon dahil So, the Hong Kong was, first was the Edge Summit. We had the booth there, and together with the ICP hubs in Asia, we were able to interact, no, to enthusiasts of ICP, to builders of ICP na nag-visit during the Edge Summit. The primary focus of the Edge Summit was really yung convergence, no, convergence ng AI at saka Web3 ng blockchain. So napaka-significant niya, and of course, Hong Kong is a big financial sector. And we did it there. At the same time, merong panel talk si Dom, founder ng Definity Foundation, and si Yan Kaminesh na CTO ng Definity Foundation. And during that time also, we also had an investor night. Yung investor night was, we had around 30 VCs, mga entrepreneurs, to learn more about ICP. So, from different countries in Asia, pumunta sila, and they were able to meet Dom and the whole group of Definity Foundation. We also had, of course, the launch of the ICP Asia Alliance, no?
Oof, I was most excited about that one. So we got to meet iba-ibang ICP hub co-founders, no, from yun nga, sa Asia. So go, sir.
From Indonesia.
What else happened there?
We had Indonesia, we had Singapore, of course Hong Kong, we had Korea, and Thailand, Malaysia, and of course Philippines was also there.
And represent.
Yeah, represent. And yeah, well, the objective really is to show that Asia is a significant region within the global Web3 community, wherein ICP would want to concentrate as well, and nakafocus on $20 million grants, no, specifically for Asia.
That's very empowering to hear, no? Kasi before, usually kapag tech ang usapan, Asia would not be one of the first continents that would come into mind. But now we're seeing a huge shift, no? Napakalaki ng tiwala and focus na binibigay. And it's just truly super inspiring and appreciating na hindi lang siya generally Asia, but we have one specifically here in the Philippines. So we are very much excited na part tayo ng community na yon. We are so happy that you guys are here, part kayo ng community, and we are still very much growing. Okay, sana hindi pa kayo pagod dahil right after that week, tayo po ay pumunta ng Bicol. So sir, ano naman nangyari sa Bicol?
So sa Bicol naman, together with our partners there, SparkLearn, SparkPoint, DevCon Legazpi, and the DICT Legazpi, we kick off the mini hackathon, no, to the universities and colleges there. We're targeting mga students, mga grassroots to learn about ICP, to learn about Web3 and the blockchain. And they will be forced to really fast track their learning, no, through self-paced courses doon sa binigay natin sa kanilang mga resources. And we're looking forward, no, in around 3 to 4 weeks na makakapag-deploy na sila, makakapag-create na sila ng sarili nilang mga projects.
Yes, so nakakatuwa nga ito, no, sir, kasi we actually were able to interview some of the students, and most of them ang sinasabi ay hindi daw nila alam na may mga ganitong opportunities. Nung naka-attend lang sila ng mga first hackathon sila, first symposiums, doon nila na-realize na, uy, I could be doing something great. Yung mga
Exactly.
ideas ko, pwede nating gawin talaga sila, no? Make them come to life. So it's very, very inspiring. Napakabata nila pero feeling ko ako talaga yung nag-absorb or natututo pa sa kanila. Super, super inspiring. So yan, sabi ni Spitfire, nakita daw niya tayo sa meetup. Ayan. Sana sinabi mo ikaw si
Hello.
Spitfire.
Oo nga.
And we hope,
Nagpakilala ka.
diba? And we hope we get to meet all of you guys. Kagaya na nabanggit natin, Bicol was just the start. Manila, of course, given na yan. But we're trying to reach all of you, everyone talaga. So lahat po ng regions na possibly kayang puntahan ng ICP ay pupuntahan po natin. So again, maraming salamat po sa support ninyo. Sir Nelson, aside sa mga nangyari from before, can you give us a teaser, or do you want to give us a teaser na? What else can they expect for this month and the next?
Yeah, we'll be going to Davao, we'll be going to Cebu. Yung mga main regions natin, no? Most likely will be in Baguio as well. And then going back in Metro Manila by end of the year. And the idea really is to reach you in person, and we'll have a meetup there, and we'll be talking to your universities and launch mini hackathons within the schools.
Yes, so very, very exciting stuff, you guys. At nakita nyo naman, wala talagang pahinga. We are doing our very best para talaga ma-reach natin na not only developers, pero yung mga students pa lang, community members, just so we can hear from you guys, parang ano pa ba yung mga pwede namin i-support sa inyo, free education na pwedeng ibigay. And of course, para malaman nyo din, ano bang meron sa ICP and why people should be building on it. So,
Exactly.
as you know, sa mga ganitong episodes natin, nag-i-interview tayo ng mga projects, right? Para marinig din ninyo kung bakit ba ICP pinili nila and paano nila nakuha yung ideas nila para hopefully magkaroon din kayo ng inspiration. And I feel like for this particular project, you will be inspired once you hear the story and kung ano ba yung binibuild nila, no? Because this is a very impressive project. So huwag na natin patagalin pa. Let's call in our guest. If you guys are ready, please help me give a very warm Filipino welcome to Gorazd, the co-founder of Helix Markets. Hi, Gorazd. How are you?
Hi,
Hey guys.
Gorazd.
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
Thank you
Nice
so
to be
much for
here. Thanks
being
for hosting.
here. We are so excited to have you here. Maybe we can start by you introducing yourself or sharing a little bit about yourself to our community.
Yeah, sure, happy to do so. So my name is Gorazd. I'm originally Slovenian, now living in Zurich. I've been now full-time working in crypto or Web3 since 2017. So it's kind of only been 6 years, but it feels like 64 years probably.
Yeah, that's a long
Yeah.
time.
We understand. We can relate.
Yeah.
So basically, I started, like I said, back in 2017. At that time, I was working for Deloitte, and I started by running a blockchain lab. So I was doing work with the first generation of ICO. So back then, it was really still the time where you were working with companies that were pretty much pitching ideas with white papers, and that was
Yeah.
the first wave of ICOs where it was the first time that extraordinary money got thrown around and then people raised a lot. So yeah, that was also the first time where I came across Definity. So I was like really saw the project. Unfortunately, like I was too late to invest in the seed round, but like nonetheless, I was like super excited to see it come to fruition. So yeah, then once the bear market hit, basically, so a lot of the clients that I was working with got wiped out. So pretty much all of a sudden,
Uh,
it was kind of a
yeah.
different environment. But I still I fell in love with the technology. I fell in love with the industry. So also the ideas of crypto. And then I decided to join Signum Bank in 2019. So I'm not sure if
Mhm.
you guys know Signum Bank. That's the first regulated crypto bank in the world. So I was like one of the first employees.
Mm.
And then basically that's where I was working a lot with the crypto foundations. So bringing a lot of like kind of blockchain-based projects into the banking environment, also developing product offering under a regulated umbrella. It was like a really exciting time, and getting to learn a lot about how to bring crypto into the regulated space. And then in, I would say, like 2020, I got really bitten by the DeFi bug. So that was kind of the
Yeah.
start of DeFi summer. And I just
Yeah.
said, yeah, I mean, banking is cool and everything, but like DeFi is amazing. So I just wanted to do DeFi. And then early 2021, started a project on Ethereum. It was basically around sort of like tokenized asset management. Did that for a year. And then in March of 2022, came together with my other co-founder, John. So basically, we met during our time at Signum. And then we had this idea
Mhm.
about building an exchange on the internet computer. So we wanted to basically build a DEX with an order book, and
Mhm.
looking at the IC as a protocol, just like ticked so many boxes about what we wanted to do. And yeah, basically 1.5 years later, we're now open beta. So pretty much everybody can try it out now. And hopefully within like, I'd say the next good month, if we hit our deadlines, we should be mainnet live, not in test mode anymore.
Nice.
Wow, congratulations. I mean, that's a lot in a very short span of time. Very impressive. So you mentioned that Helix Markets is a multi-chain decentralized exchange on ICP, right?
Okay.
I read somewhere that you guys won the Rising Star Award at the Crypto Valley conference. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, sure. We basically we applied for a startup competition at this year's CVVC conference. I think that was
Mhm.
sort of around May or June, and it was pretty much a pitching competition. So there was startups from other ecosystems. The funny thing was like we were the most, I would say, like baby startup out of all of them. So
Yeah.
they all had launched their products, had like several years of experience. So we really couldn't talk that much about our user base because we just had our alpha
Yeah.
out. So our alpha testers were using it at the time. So it was like pretty much 50 people from the Definity community that
Mhm.
were helping us build out Helix. But nonetheless, I think like the startups that we were up against were very, very good, very experienced. So basically, at the end of the competition, yeah, we got the award for the Rising Star. So basically, yeah, we were super happy about that because
That's awesome. I mean, just to be there and be one of the accepted applicants must have felt amazing. Especially you said that
Yeah.
you were babies, and to have actually won it. Wow. I mean, that speaks volumes as to how
Yeah.
dedicated or how
W-
good your
w-
project is.
were you the only IC project that joined there, or
yeah, we
there are
were the
some?
only project from the IC. I mean, I don't know if anybody else applied, but like there was over 100 projects that applied for the competition,
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
and we were amongst the 10 finalists. So basically, then
Mhm.
we spent a couple of days at the conference, but it was really nice. Was super good. We got like amazing coverage from the media. Was a
Yeah.
really great experience.
Oh yeah, for
Nice.
sure. And the people you got to meet, you get to learn more about how the others are handling their startups. Now, my next question for this is, what inspired you to start Helix Markets, and were there any specific challenges or gaps in the market that you saw that led to its creation?
Yeah, sure. I mean, what we were looking at. So the internet computer, like even before we fully realized how powerful it is, was for us a very good, protocol to build on. So, I mean, the first things that we really like about IC is that it's built in Rust. So it's like using a very, modern programming language, which is extremely powerful to build like very advanced applications. So not just like build a good prototype, but we can build products that can scale to millions of people potentially, right?
Yeah.
And the second thing was like when we were looking at the exchange landscape, and that was like back in March of last year, that was even before FTX happened. We saw that, there is a couple of problems. So whenever you go onto an exchange, be it centralized or decentralized, the user experience, usually it's very cumbersome. So it's still like very Web3. So there's like a bunch of clicking around, you need to sign all of these approvals. You can't be chain. So you're always like either on one chain and then you need to switch your wallet. So you go from
Oh yeah.
wallet.
What a headache.
You have like, your whole browser window is just full of other wallets and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, at the end of the day, like when you go then centralized exchanges, you give up your private keys. So, I mean, then FTX happened and, we kind of knew we were on the right path. So making sure users are always in possession of their assets. So we built Helix in a way that, let's say, if there's a bank run on Helix or massive market panic, we will never take possession of any user assets. So they'll not be going into maintenance mode. No, users will be able to withdraw their assets off Helix. If that means that Helix runs out of all user assets, then so be it. But you will never get a like a letter from Deloitte. Be like Mt. Gox or FTX or similar. But like really, what we wanted to do is like take away all the complexities of Web3. So still build an incredibly powerful and complex trading system under the hood, but making it in a way that the user doesn't feel this complexity. So for the users, it's just like very easy, to get around the platform, click, do things, and trade pretty much. So if you want to trade, we make it as easy as possible for you.
That's very enticing, especially now we're leaning towards, mass adoption. And I feel that the best way to get everyone in is to make sure that there's just much less of a hassle for them to do so, or the learning curve wouldn't be as steep as it is right now. So that's very interesting.
I think I just want to add as well that one of the superpower of IC actually is that it's going to be 100% on chain. Unlike the others decks out there, wherein their front end is basically hosted in Amazon's web services. But here in IC, Helix Market is fully built on Internet Computer Protocol, 100% on chain.
And we love to hear that. Now, can you walk us through the core features and functions of Helix Markets for those who may not be familiar with it yet?
Yeah. I mean, what we can do is I can just switch to our beta and just walk you through.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that will be lovely. Yes.
So what's going on and which technology we're using. So I think this looks good, right? Okay. So first, like the first thing that you come across when using IC is the internet identity. So we find it like very, very seamless to use because the identity anchor is rooted on chain. It's very easy to use. You can port it on multiple devices. So basically Helix Markets, the platform that you see right now, we have it available both as a desktop version, and since yesterday we also released our mobile version, which I don't know why it's switching to mobile right now. Just let me, sorry. Yeah, okay, this is the desktop version. So we use internet identity to connect to our exchange. Very nice feature, portable. That's the first thing that we come across. So this would be the first time that I would be logging into Helix. We come to the next technology, which is ChainKey crypto.
Yes.
So basically, that's the second part where I'd say, no other chain can really compare with the IC. So what happens in the background upon first registration is that we call the master key of the subnet to basically generate all these addresses on native chains. So because we use threshold ECDSA, which is the next really cool technology, we're able to generate basically native Ethereum addresses, a native Bitcoin address, and basically a wallet for the internet computer. So this is like a fully integrated multi-chain wallet that runs
Nice.
We love to hear that.
on all these chains, yeah. And basically it's being controlled from the IC. So the IC is like sort of the command center from which you do transactions on all these chains. So you can basically check this address. So you see my UTXO balance here. You can do any transaction that you run on Helix will also run on the Bitcoin Explorer. So I would be happy to demo that, but like it takes about 10 minutes to do a Bitcoin transaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just to get you started with Helix. So what we did build for all of our users, so because this is still testnet, I mean, we're mainnet IC, but using fake tokens, we're testnet Ethereum, testnet Bitcoin. So whenever you join Helix, please first, these are testnet tokens, don't deposit any real tokens. So like that. You can go to our faucet. Pretty much from the faucet, you can claim
Yeah.
our tech,
Okay.
which you can start trading. So if I just do this claim, basically I'll get 100 ICP in my wallet. So you don't have to worry about getting tokens there. Once this is claimed, so you can see the deposit was successful. As mentioned, all these funding transactions run on chain. So I, at any point, check in the IC Explorer the transaction. So let's say this one, it's 1122. So I can head over to the Explorer. I get blocks, say transaction 122, one. We call it, and you can see the block certificate of the transaction that I.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, then once basically I have balances in my wallet, I'm able to transfer them to my trading wallet. So let's say I want to transfer 1 Bitcoin into my trading wallet. So if I want to start trading assets in my trading wallet, this means basically I'm going to take 1 chain key Bitcoin, confirm this transfer. So this initiates now. Again, we're working with the IC. So basically, threshold ECDSA signature is now creating a transaction, moving the assets from my funding to my trading wallet. And here's where we come to the last big piece of technology. So it's the reverse gas model. So I think this is like one of the parts of Dfinity that's like, in my opinion, is like super, super underrated. So once you start working with the IC, you see how nice it is using the reverse gas model. It's just amazing. It's so much better than, on any chain. So even if I would do now like a USDC is running on Ethereum, so it's an Ethereum transaction, it's much more cumbersome to use. Like if we'd been production, there's like, besides the different block time, it's also, transaction finality, etc. So you get into a lot of like the issues that you don't get with the IC. So you can see all these transactions that I did, they all get settled on chain. So the ones that are still not finished, you can see your status. Once the assets are in my trading wallet, so I can simply head over to the trading screen. Again, still unfortunately switching to mobile. So we have integrated trading view for charting. So if you want to
So
use
helpful for traders.
favorite indicators, you can just draw on the chart, or or Bollinger Bands or your RSI. So you can just pretty much
put on the indicators that you want and just
exactly. So
do your
you can use
strategy.
your favorite indicators on Helix. You can do market and limit orders for starters. So if I want to just simply start trading and doing market orders, I can buy or in this case I don't want to cross myself, so I'll sell some tokens. I can do a sell order. So let's say I want to do a limit order, and I can say let's do something 3.5, placing a limit sell order. yeah, you can see it's here. So you can see my
Yeah.
trading history.
Mhm.
And here we have the pair info that you're trading with all the details on the market name, the tick sizes, what are the minimum and maximum order sizes, price increments, market info, your order book, the trades, like less executed trades. And the one nice feature that we also implemented was that here you can, in advanced options, you can set your slippage. So if you say,
Oh,
I want to have 2% slippage or 10% slippage or
Yeah.
almost
yeah.
none at all, you can do
Mhm.
that. And also you can
That's a
enable
great
if you
option.
want your orders to be immediate or cancel. So it's like kind of
Mhm.
features to protect you if there's, thin order book, or you have fat
Yeah.
fingers, that you will get stopped out at 2%, so you'll not eat up through the order book. So your assets are also protected when you're trading.
Mhm. That's a
Um,
great one. Mhm.
yeah, then like the last page on the core platform that we have is our markets page. So here you can see all the trading pairs, basically
Mhm.
different networks, and you can see the volume and the amount of trades. So this is currently our beta. What we also have, so we started building out a help center. So when users start up
Oh.
Helix, and if you're not familiar with it, you can just go over, our registration.
Yeah.
So kind of like your mobile app, how you install the mobile app, internet identity setup, different devices, how you port it, etc. So yeah.
Mhm.
Then we also have like our blog page. So these are some of the blogs that we're dropping whenever we're making
Mhm.
announcements as well. So we're
Yeah.
more or less focused on building products. So we haven't been dropping that much content. We'll probably start writing more content as we go along. But yeah, I mean, this is also, as said, it's all available on mobile as well. So if you go,
Mhm.
it's a progressive web app, so it's not in the App Store. But if you just go to helixmarkets.io on your mobile phone, and then you can either from an Android or iOS device very easily port it to your home screen, and just port
Nice.
internet identity. Either use the existing one. So if you use the existing one, you will be able to have both accounts synchronized, or you can just create a new one.
Mhm. I think
Nice.
it's already very impressive that you have this mobile version. While it's not an app yet, I feel that the dedication shows that you want, because there are some
Yeah.
people who actually just prefer using the phone. So
Yeah.
having that
Yeah.
in your arsenal already means that you are much more inclusive
Yeah.
or listening to other users.
Or maybe if you're outside, you really need
Yeah.
immediately mobile. You don't have to plug in and
Hmm.
wait to go
You have
home for your.
options.
Yeah, you have options definitely.
I mean,
And
our alpha showed that most people, like literally most people, try mobile first. So there was also a lot of requests from the users to go mobile.
Ah, makes
yes,
sense.
So
Uh-huh.
basically, for the last, I think, 2.5 months, this has really been our primary focus
Mhm.
on building and shipping mobile. So
yeah,
it's a bigger task than we thought initially, but yeah. Oh,
yeah,
also here, two more things. So basically, you can register your withdrawal addresses here, so you can basically just withdraw. So it's not like, yeah,
yeah.
basically, if somebody gains possession of your account, he still needs to control the email address that you register. You can see the trading fees and the fee tier that you're in. So these are like the current
Nice.
trading fees. Yeah, so it's a bit gamified, but it's kind of yeah, you always see basically the fee tier that you're in is also your profile badge. So it's like that. That's why
Oh,
Yeah,
that's cute.
that is there. Yeah.
yeah.
That's a good
Yeah,
detail to add.
I agree. I agree. Do you have a target date already on the mainnet launch?
So right now we still have a couple of things to do on the beta that we want to finalize. I mean, in terms of features, what you saw is pretty much feature complete. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
we are right now finalizing the integration of one more protocol. We'll let that be a surprise. We'll probably launch it within the
Ooh,
next week.
exciting.
So
Mhm.
there's another protocol coming. Right now, our main focus after shipping mobile has really turned to basically the security of the platform. So we had
Mhm.
an unofficial code audit. We are right now implementing all the recommendations from that audit. We're working on system reliability and availability. So like, just to explain, an exchange is like a very complex piece of moving parts. And if one
Yeah.
part changes just a little bit, it throws everything out of whack. So what we want, is to run 24/7, 365. When we go live, it should be just as smooth and as easy for the users,
Yeah.
without any bugs. So we're just trying to make
Mm.
everything like super reliable and run extremely smooth.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
that's very important for the users as well, because who would wanna use something that keeps on crashing or is lagging, right?
Yeah. Gorazd, you have a great project, and it's built on IC. Definitely, you're using the superpowers of the Internet Computer Protocol. But I think, or we would want to know what's the plan in terms of getting the word out, in terms of marketing. Of course, DEXs, decentralized exchanges, is global on any countries, and how do you? What's the roadmap? What's the plan here after launch or
Yeah.
mainnet?
So yeah, our thing has always been, up until this point, pretty much we were just like heads down, focused on the product. So that's why we also, we're all pretty much a team of 12 devs. So we we don't have anybody that's a marketeer. That's also
Yeah,
like kind of why
yeah,
our sort of exposure to the outside world has been a bit less. So we tweet when we do something important, or we communicate it when we ship something. I mean, right now, what we'll do is like we'll pretty much go through, what we want is organic adoption, through
okay,
Mhm.
basically grassroots, showing our tech, showing it to different communities, different protocols. Yeah, basically growing via these communities,
Let the
and
product speak for itself, making a solid product and,
yeah, I,
like
I
you
yeah,
I
said,
think at the end of
organic.
the day, we are product maximalists, so all of us, so we
Mm.
really believe in building the best product for the user.
Yeah.
And I mean, if the users will like it, the good word will spread around. So
I
we'll
agree.
market
Mhm.
it. I think that's more kind of the thing that we're focused on, is really like good user experience, having good
Mhm.
liquidity on the platform, and then the user numbers tend to grow on their own if they
I
see it's a
agree.
good product.
Tying into that, what would you say sets Helix Markets apart from other similar projects in the blockchain and cryptocurrency space?
Um, I mean, for us, it's really I would say, from the consumer perspective, our user experience is very tailored and very easy. So it's, you
Mhm.
a crypto pro or a complete novice Web3, you'll be able to use Helix and get around in like
Yeah,
5 to 10 minutes without much problem. So that's like on the UI UX
Yeah,
side.
that's a big thing.
On the technology side, I would say it's really about, the seamless multi-chain interactions that you can do in a way that, where you use the protocol, with
Mhm.
the same key and with all its features in ways that our competitors cannot use it. So
Yeah.
we're much more infrastructure light, in a sense, if you want it like that. We can
Mhm.
scale much faster, and our integrations are super easy with other protocols. So it's not, we need a special dedicated team for, I don't know, Bitcoin, a specially dedicated team for Ethereum. It's like
Yeah.
all, done via the IC.
Yeah, it being built on the IC, I feel like it's the main thing that sets it apart because there's so much that you can do, so much services in the IC that you could use to leverage and making sure that you are set apart from the other competitors. Because let's be real, there are a lot of projects out there, but not everyone or not all of them can do what the IC can for yours, for your project
Yeah,
specifically.
I think like the one thing you always see in the crypto industry is like, everybody copies each other to death. So there will
Yeah.
be one like
I
major
agree.
breakthrough, and then
Mm.
everybody will take the same template and
Yeah,
maybe change the front end, or
yeah,
Yeah.
change some of the code snippets. And then, what we really done is like we built Helix from scratch. So we didn't copy anybody's code. We didn't fork
Yeah.
anybody's
Yeah.
repo or anything. Like everything that we built, like from line 0 to wherever we are now, has been done by the Helix team. I mean, the fortunate part is like really there was nobody on IC to copy, so we kind of had to do it and
Mhm.
take all the bumps and bruises while learning to do so. But it was so rewarding. So like I said, it's we
And
built
it's
it.
obviously paying off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like what you guys are doing would really be a very good gateway, especially
Yeah.
for those who are beginners, and even like you mentioned, for pros who are just looking for
Mm.
something that would make life pretty much easier. Because isn't that what we look for in projects? Projects that provide solutions to current problems. And I feel that in Helix Markets, you guys are answering or covering those. So we've talked about what it is, overview, core features, what sets it apart, and what you have in the pipeline. My next question would this is brought about by what happened recently with JPEGs, regulatory problems. So this is a big thing, right? So I want to know, or we want to know, the regulatory environment is very much different from one region to another. How
Mhm.
are you guys navigating through these challenges?
Yeah, we pretty much follow like, you know, um, wherever, we have operations, we
Mm-hmm.
want to make sure that we are compliant and we follow, the regulatory guidelines. So I think, it would be naive to say that in 2023 we can do something that we could do in 2017 and just be cowboys. So unfortunately, we cannot anymore. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
again, what we, even with any regulatory constraints or requirements, we always aim to put as less burden on it, on the end user, or ruin his experience by this. So it should always be still a very usable product, regardless of our regulatory requirements that we have to fulfill or reporting that we have to do. But yeah, obviously, like once you are out of the building phase, where it's not just about the product, the cost of regulation is extremely
Yeah.
high. So we need to kind of, keep that in the back of our heads as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel those are very important points that you should be, like you said, keeping at the back of your head. Um, Now, are there any notable partnerships that you could share with us or that you have formed that you would like to highlight, or specifically any partnerships or collaborations within Definity Foundation or
Um,
ICP related projects, entities?
so like there will be in the future, definitely
Mhm.
there will be integrations on wallet sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But right now, like more of the partnerships have been with with the protocols that we are integrating, and we'll be
Oh,
integrating in
yeah.
the. So it's like besides ICP, you'll be able to use other protocols as well. So like besides
Hmm.
Ethereum, but I think like other communities will come into the IC space as well, and will like showcase these communities to each other. So what we're really focusing on is projects with or protocols with good technology that we also feel like is a good fit with what we're doing. So we're not probably going to be the exchange that's going to have, I don't know, 950 tokens listed and 17 trading pairs, but
Yeah.
we'll have less pairs, but we'll make sure there's some curation that these pairs that people will trade are really good. So it's not like, pump and dumps or
Yeah.
garbage tokens.
Yeah.
Garbage tokens.
Yeah. You'll be having a token part of the plan in the future, and
We
SNS?
don't know yet. So we haven't, like, literally, we haven't gone to the token part yet.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So because like what we feel is, again, token takes a lot away from the core product, and then our focus
Yeah.
has really been on building a great exchange, so that's like fast, easy to use, uh,
Hmm.
great for users, and we just didn't have the capacity to plan in a token or any token economics or what it comes with, because it feels like
Yeah.
it's almost like a project on its own. So once you start
Hmm.
focusing on the token, a lot of the work gets taken away from the
Yeah.
core product. but like we'll see in the future. So
One step at a time, right?
one
We're
step.
not in a rush. Great things
Yeah.
take time, and we're here for the long run anyway. So, but it's nice to hear your thoughts regarding having a token in the future. Now, we have been receiving questions like crazy. The
Okay.
moment we started, like it hasn't stopped. Like the notifications just keep coming. So, if you may, are you ready to answer some of the community questions that we have
Yeah,
here?
sure. Happy to do
A
so.
lot of questions, yeah.
Perfect. Here's one from Esther ZICP. Are there any key features or functionalities that were added or modified based on the feedback received during the beta testing phase? This one's interesting.
So I'll say there was a lot of feedback that we implemented from the alpha testing phase. So this was kind of like if you saw our platform the way it looked in when we launched our alpha to where it is now. I think like it changed. We changed about 80% of the things, and a lot. I mean,
Mm.
we tend to implement almost all of the user feedback that actually makes sense. So user said, we had basically the trade page that you saw before had sub menus, and everybody said, look, I want the chart, the order
Mhm.
book, the
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
arbitrates all on one page, take it away. So we took it away. We redesigned a lot of the trading features, the
Mhm.
functionalities, the flows. So like pretty much any feedback that we got and we implemented. And the nice thing was that the alpha testers were really power users. So even now,
Mhm.
if anybody just goes to our social media, either put it on Twitter, Telegram, Discord,
Yeah.
Discover, whatever channel you want. We read everything and we consider everything, and if it's like within the scope of something doable, we tend
Why
to,
not do it, right? Implement it, make
and we do
the
it fast.
users
We don't
happy.
like wait 3 weeks or something. We just do it straight away.
John Lee actually commented on this. The Helix Market support team is all over social media. Discord link at the top is a good source for suggestions and questions. Yes, we also have it in the description box, so you guys can
Yeah.
check it out. It's so nice to hear that the community appreciates your fast response and that you really do listen to them and implement the changes. Sorry, to clarify, how many questions are we able to ask? Because there's a lot, so we know how
We'll get three questions.
Three
So we already
questions.
got
Wow.
one. But we can
Proof
highlight the
test.
comments as well if there are good comments like
Sure.
John Lee.
Yes. Uh-huh. There's actually one from Spitfire as well, promising may mobile app na din. Meaning, you guys already have the mobile app, indication that your team is very hardworking. So again, our community is very appreciative of this. So thank you for that. Very active team, and you guys have the mobile app. Those are your, we call them pogi points here in the Philippines, meaning like brownie points.
Filipino words.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would
pogi
encourage
points.
everyone to try the mobile app. Like we put so much work into it and making like the desktop version is like it's a super simplified version
Yeah.
of desktop. And like yeah, we because I know you guys are super experienced in mobile, so any feedback we can get on the mobile app and how we can make it even better, we'd be like super thankful. And yeah, that's where like I think because we come all from the desktop background, we're all like love to trade on
Yeah.
desktop, so we're not
Yeah,
experienced on
me
mobile.
too.
And if anybody has great recommendations how we can make the mobile app even better, we're happy to hear them.
Just drop them on their Discord, you guys. We have
Exactly.
everything linked in the description box, website, all their social media accounts. So please be a part of their community. If you have questions that we are unable to answer here, please let us know. Ganap, hi. Parang kilala ko
Gian
to.
Ganap.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I know who this is. Thank you so much for dropping by and
Hi,
saying hi.
Ali.
Yes.
How
Ayan,
are
name
we
drop.
can ask Gorazd to get the two more questions. If you can
Yes.
check some good questions there.
Mm-hmm. So while
Uh,
you search, maybe you can pipe in the next question, Sir Nelson. Do you have one in mind? So many to choose from. I know this is always the hardest part of the live because you want to answer as
I
much as
think
you
with Scout Martin,
can. Mhm.
7:41 p.m.
Okay.
Regarding security and privacy of users. How
Mm-hmm.
does Helix Markets ensure the security and privacy of users, financial information, and transactions? And what measures are in place to protect against potential cyber threats and fraud? Although in terms of privacy, I think IC can resolve, Internet Computer can
So
resolve that
for us,
already.
we don't keep any private
Yeah,
information of the users on our
yeah,
platform. So all of the data is encrypted via transactions. So basically, what we
yeah.
see, like you hear on Helix, you get a Helix user ID, which is connected to your principal. So we follow everybody through their HUIDs throughout the platform. In terms of security, as mentioned, so we did a unofficial security review. We're doing a second security review. We're remediating these measures. Basically, I think beginning of next year, we'll also do like a public audit. And yeah, we take security very seriously. So basically, the
Yeah.
last thing we want to do is put user funds at risk. That's also probably why our launch is going to be a soft launch. So we're not just gonna go full out and everybody go like completely crazy, but
Yeah.
rather controlled and we grow over the long term instead of just just releasing
That's
everything.
more sustainable as well.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, and
again, like
go
we,
ahead.
we plan to build Helix for the long run. So we want this to be a platform that can be used by millions of people and not just, kind of be like one of those very fast rising projects. And then, you read in the news, hey, Helix Markets hacked for XYZ,
Right. Oof, that would be tragic, fast rise and then fast decline. We don't want that here. We want slow and steady, right? So thank you for that, Scout Martin. I feel like that was a very comprehensive answer from Gorazd. So thank you. Now for our final answer, do you want to do the honors?
Final
Any
question.
questions? Mm-hmm. Any question that you want to answer from our community, or do you want us to pick that one for
I
you?
saw somebody's asking about the revenue model. So our revenue model is extremely
Okay.
simple. It's trading fees. So there's nothing else to it.
Yeah.
No magic. It's basically the chart that I showed before. So that's all our revenue. There is no kind of any other fees that we collect on top of that. So
Which makes it more enticing for people to use. So that's our three questions we tackled. I feel like this was a very comprehensive AMA. It was really quick, but you covered so many of the topics. Now, I would just like to know, do you guys have any other events that are you planning on attending events, seminars, or conferences where they will be senior presence?
yeah, probably for this year we'll call it a day just because we want to get the app live. So it's gonna
Yeah.
be really hard to squeeze in more conferencing for this year. But we'll probably be a lot more active in terms of conferencing next year. But what we want to do in the next couple of weeks is some community events where, I don't know what we'll call them. It's like sort of we try to break the platform. So we'll try
Yeah.
to get as many users at the same time, overload, see like if it breaks, just like really
Oh, interesting.
That's
push
a
the
good.
limits of Helix. So if anybody wants to participate in that, we'd be super grateful. We'll announce it on our socials, but it's more like right now making sure everything can run even at very very high loads.
Yeah.
We've been trying to break it ourselves all the time. Sometimes we're successful, sometimes we're not, but we need to test it with real users as well. So it's one thing.
Yeah.
Thousands of users
Yeah, that would be amazing.
simultaneous.
You can get thousands of users trading and transferring assets at the same time. Yeah, that
That's
would
how
be
you can
amazing.
really test it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally, could you give some advice, or what advice would you give to individuals and or investors looking to get involved in the crypto space and
Or even
potentially
developers.
explore, yeah, developers and potentially explore opportunities with Helix Markets?
Yeah, I mean, like for developers getting into crypto, I guess like the best advice I can give is like really try to understand the basics. So really go into the nitty-gritty of how a protocol works, what it does, like how the infrastructure works before you jump into contracts and writing code. Understand like
Yeah.
the core essence of the protocol. So like even with Definity, So it's the first asynchronous blockchain. So a lot of people would be like, working with Ethereum or working with Bitcoin. Again, like very different approaches to solving the same problem.
Yeah.
So understanding like the fundamentals is a good way to also appreciate the technology that you're using and building upon. And then I would also say, for us, like, I can't say it enough, but like, we love using Rust because we can build like really production level code. So we're always on the lookout for really good Rust devs. So if anybody's a Rust dev interested for a role, bring us a hi.
You're hiring.
But no, other than that, it's just like, be curious. I mean, the one part that I really loved about crypto is always like, you can never learn it all. There's always a new angle. There's always
Oh yeah.
more. So
It's
there's just so much. It's like you never
so
get.
exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredibly exciting, and just hearing your story from where you were before ICP, and then learning about it, eventually building your own project, co-founding your own project, and going to alpha, beta, and now about to launch the mainnet is super super inspiring. And hopefully, our developers who are watching here would feel the same way, and maybe we'll be interviewing
Yeah.
them next time because of and reference this interview. So Gorazd, I know you're incredibly busy, but you being here, making time for the Filipino community, I hope you know how much we appreciate that, and hopefully we have you back here once you have more updates on Helix Markets.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you guys for hosting me. And I guess it's evening for you. So I wish you all a
Yeah.
nice and a great weekend.
Thank you very much,
Likewise.
Gorazd.
Cool.
Looking
Thank you,
forward
guys.
to the
Thank
next.
you.
Bye bye.
Hopefully we meet you here in the Philippines. Bye.
Yeah,
Thank you.
especially.
We'll make sure we visit sometime.
Oh
Yeah,
yes,
just DM
we'll love
us.
to host you.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Ayan, Sir Nelson, you already know what I'm gonna ask. Ano ang highlight for you ng interview natin with Gorazd for Helix
Well,
Market?
very intuitive yung Helix Market. I think hopefully mga viewers natin will try it out, no? Nasa beta pa siya, but just gamitin niyo yung token faucet, no, para mag-test na mag-test. It
Yeah.
also helps the project to test yung persistence, no, nung app nila, no, kung kaano ka stable ba, 'di ba? So follow niyo sila sa Twitter and for the announcement nung test nila and domain net. And malay mo, no, you might be early. Sabi rin niya, mag-release sila ng tokens, 'di ba? And early birds get the worm. And
Totoo.
I think this is a good project. It's a big project. It's going to be
Yeah.
big in IC. It's 100% on chain, no? So very important and very critical yan in terms of security and all. Yeah.
Sabi nga ni Spitfire dito, oh sorry, narinig yung ano. Sabi ni Spitfire, trading is hard, man. Kailangan talaga strong ka emotionally. Yes, that is incredibly true. Kailangan talaga very
Yeah.
emotionally strong ka. So to have a platform that makes things easier for you, no, babawasan na yung iisipin mo pa, no, hindi ka na masyado
Yeah.
problema, is a very good
Exactly.
help. So that's why Helix Markets is very, very interesting. I personally, as a user, isa sa mga nagustuhan ko is that it's fully on chain, of course. And iba rin talaga yung kagaya na nabanggit natin na may mga services ang IC, na hindi kayang ibigay pa ng iba. So that
Yeah,
means na
exactly.
yun pa lang, the fact that it's built on the IC, napakarami ng kayang i-leverage ng Helix Markets and all the other projects na na-interview natin or who are building on our protocol, no. So ayan, maraming salamat po sa mga nanood for today's video. Sabi ni Dandan, bilis sa baba, wag sa taas. Totoo. Yung iba nalilitaw mo yung bilis sa taas. Biglang
Tama.
babagsak, no. So yan.
Eksakto.
Yes. So, again, thank you so much for being here. Sir Nelson, maybe you can catch them up again para sa mga bagong pasok natin, what they can look forward to sa mga regional events natin, community meetups, things like that, social media, pakulo. Let them know as well how they can reach us.
Yeah, we're going regional this Q4 and expect Cebu, Davao. And we'll do it in a place where madali mapuntahan, no? Sa central area, and expect that it's going to be a big venue. and we'll try to accommodate as much and as many as possible. And there will also be a workshop, no? So matututo kayo doon. Together with our partners, may mga panel then. And most importantly is you get to network, no? You get to network with us, network with
Yes.
people.
If you meet
And
us, please let us know. Say hi.
yeah, say hi. Yeah, parang si
Hindi pwede
Spitfire, di ba, kanina?
'Di ba? Hindi pwede nagkukwentuhan lang tayo online. Let us know who you guys are. Or
Yeah,
kung kahit hindi niyo sabihin kung ano yung code or yung name ninyo dito sa yung internet identity ninyo or like
yeah.
yung nickname ninyo online, just tell us who you are or na nanonood kayo sa ICP and we would very much appreciate that. We would love to meet you guys.
Yeah, si Scout Martin nandun din nung PBW, ICP meetup, pero hindi nagparamdam. Busy
Oo
daw
nga.
tayo.
So, paano naman? Kahit quick
Busy
hi
daw
lang, no?
tayo.
We're never too busy. Never too
Yeah.
busy. Ayan. So, speaking of Scout Martin, isa po siya sa mga napili nating questions for tonight, asking about the
Yep.
privacy of the users. Kasama dyan si Esther Z, ICP. Ayan,
Yeah.
about the key features, functionalities, and of course, we have Spitfire regarding the project revenue model. So, mga suki na natin ng mga to, but for the sake of it, Sir Nelson, how can they get the rewards?
Just DM your wallet and yeah, ganun, parang dati. We'll
Sa
send it
Twitter.
agad in 24
Yes.
hours. Yeah.
We have it. We have everything linked in the description box. So again, maraming salamat po. Na-miss namin kayo. Sobrang busy the next few months. Napakarami nating paandar, napakaraming pakulo to make sure na we get to educate as much people as we can. We can provide free education, workshops, may mga hackathons din tayo and things like that. But we are going to try to carve time para nakakapagkwentuhan tayo sa mga ganito and naririnig ninyo yung mga projects, no, international. Hopefully, soon, ang goal natin is mga taga dito naman na nagbe-build on the IC. Hindi malayo yan,
Exactly.
sir.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah.
Hopefully, yeah. By that time, yeah, ma-showcase natin yung mga Filipino builders natin within IC.
Tama. Sa Bicol pa lang, napakarami nating nakilalang homegrown talent. So what more kapag nag-Philippine tour na tayo? Oh, Philippine tour.
Philippine
So,
tour.
ayan. Sabi ni Spitfire, tapos na daw board exam niya, may time na mag-crypto, mag-ICP. Ayan.
Nice.
Congratulations sa
Congrats.
surviving the board exam. Napakahirap niyan, no? Pero yun. Again, maraming salamat po. Ayun, we have caught you up sa mga nangyari for the past weeks and what you guys can look forward to. Hopefully, you on board as well yung mga kaibigan ninyo sa ICP para sabay-sabay tayo sa pag-grow not only ng community but also, ayun nga, and hopefully having projects or Filipino developers dito mismo. No? So, ayun. Again, maraming salamat. Sir Ape, thank you so much. And
Thank you very
see
much.
you guys in the next
See you.
episode.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.